I just want to thank the entire Enable team for making this happen for me, and just to uplift as many autistic people and neurodiverse people as possible. I'm doing this for autistic people and neurodiverse people within Africa, and especially non-speaking autistic people. And my message is, let this win not be something as only a trophy. Let it be a movement. Let's just make this a movement. Thank you.
Congratulations, Karen. Congratulations and congratulations. Totally deserved. Wow. On to the next. It's the Night of Champions. And the next award is in the category of Best Country Partner. And I request my friend from Cameroon, G. Cameroon, Prince Kessa, kindly join me on stage. Prince is going to give this award. Where's Prince? Yeah, Prince is going to receive this award on behalf of the winner. Is going to receive the award on behalf of the winner, And the award will be given by none other than our board member, Enable, Joe Kiarie. Kindly, Joe, join me on stage. And Prince, my very good friend who tells me a lot of stories anytime he's around Kenya, is going to receive this award on behalf of the winner. And the winner is, drum rolls.
This conference has only been possible because of the various partnerships that we have as Enable. And to all the partners, we say a big thank you. And the award to the best country partners goes to Bokam Samuel Bache of Cameroon.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And as per the tradition, we were just 1 second. As per the tradition, I'll request Prince to just say a word with regards to this victory from his countrymen.
Cameroon might be behind when it comes to inclusive technology, but we are ahead when it comes to promoting it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prince. It's amazing. Let's move on to the next category, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the Icon Award. It will be presented by the Honorable Dr. Laibuta, who is the chair of the Enable Board. Dr. Laibuta will be presenting this award.
The winner is say Anifatu Fadu. No clap? You don't know who that is? Yeah, Anifadu, please come forward. Yeah.
Now hear this.
Indeed, this is a great moment. We have an icon that we must recognize, that we must applaud, that we must be proud of. Can we give her a minute to say something? Then I will say something. Let's hear your voice, Mom.
I'm speechless. This award makes me remember my dad and the struggles I faced as a child living with cerebral palsy. And it would tell me that this challenge is what will pave way for you, and you shouldn't be sad because of this challenge. And this award is for younger generations coming behind me who are people with cerebral palsy. Thank you so much, Enable. Thank you so much, the founder. Thank you so much. Asante.
If you ask me, that clap is not good enough. Let's applaud her. Friends, allow me to say this. Those of us with disability will identify with that I'm going to say in a moment. Each one of us has had their lowest moments, and for those of you who have in their hands a copy of an anthology titled A Race in the Dark, will identify a poem that I wrote in my lowest moments. And this is a poem I will only recite today, and you should never ever recite it, but just read and forget about it. It is titled Bright Illusions. And it goes, roses are bright illusions, pinks, whites, and reds of roses, with brittle sparkles of little reality, mingling twinklings of flashy brights, beckoning the eye, capturing the glance, and wishing to live in these woods. In these fields of wild roses, nothing really is but dreams dying young. For every flower that blooms in the morning sun wilts in the heat of days when pink, white, and red roses grow, blooming to wilt and coming to go. That poem was written at a moment when, at the onset of my visual disability, the world looked dim and hopeless. But today, after 3 days, we see hope, we see inspiration, we see innovation, we see a future bright enough for all who are visually impaired and with various disabilities to see the light of hope and inspiration that keeps us going. Thank you for your support. Thank you for each one of you that has put a hand in what we are doing, and a great, great word of congratulations for those who've won the awards that we are celebrating here. Have a good night and be blessed. Asanteni.
Icon Award, Anifat goes home with a check of $2,000. Congratulations, Anifat. And congratulations for being the trailblazer in this space. Hearty congratulations to you. Let's give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Just a moment. I want to say something.
When we're having lunch, Julius and Anifat were having a conversation on the side. And there is something that she told Julius that Julius really wants to share with you. So I'll give him 1 minute to do that.
Thank you. I promise I won't exceed. I can't promise though. So Anifa came up to me, and when she landed in Kenya, she looked for me and she told me, and she repeated that. I'm not sure if she remembered that. She actually repeated the same words. She told me the reason why I applied for the Icon Award is because of the energy you put in the video that you posted on social media. And I didn't know that, so I was being goofy, icon award coming, and yeah, so I'll talk with her on the side on how to split the 2,000, you know what I'm saying? I have deep pockets, but they're empty. Thank you.
All right, many thanks. Many thanks to you, Julius. Many thanks to you, Anifat. Hearty congratulations to you for being the very fast recipient. And many thanks to you, Honorable Justice Laibuta, for just being with us here tonight.
Thank you so much, Enable. Thank you so much, the founder. Thank you so much, Mr. Biloba Ajayi, for sending the video to me and applying for this Icon Award. I say a big thank you to my parents, my supporters, those that were able to see beyond my challenge and see the icon in me despite cerebral palsy. Thank you so much.
It's amazing. Thank you very much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the very first recipient of the Icon Award, courtesy of Enable. So, the winner in this category, that is the second runners-up in this category, Riziki Sauce Up. Round of applause to Riziki Sauce Up. The second runners-up, ladies and gentlemen, Riziki Sauce Up. And what a beautiful story you guys have. It's amazing. So, you move to this side. Eh? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. That's the recipient of the second runners-up award. All right. So we'll move to the first runners-up. And I'll ask my friend Chris to join me on stage to give us the award. Esther. First runners-up, Esther. And the winner is
Deftronics. The winner is Deftronics.
Deftronics.
There's an African proverb which
There we have a representative.
forget a village because it is
Congratulations to Deftronics
there are 200 million
for
people
emerging
in
as the
Kenya.
first runners-up.
It's my dream that by using
We'll have a
science,
photo up.
we can begin to solve
The
this
video
problem.
plays.
My name is Tendegai Katsiga. I'm not a scientist or an engineer, but I saw a problem and wanted to solve it. The technology we have developed is simple, but the application is changing lives. So they're outside, they're being charged. These are the solar powered hearing aids.
Thank you so much. I don't know what to say, but I just want to say to the organizers, thank you so much for the legendary hospitality. And this is dedicated to all the people who are bringing positive change in people's lives. And I hope this is an inspiration to all the entrepreneurs. Africa must hear again. Thank you so much.
We move on to the next segment, and it gives me so much joy and pleasure to welcome on stage the Honorable Isaac Maura. Let's give him a round of applause as he walks on stage. He is the Chief Administrative Secretary in the Republic of Kenya. Welcome on stage, sir. The floor is yours.
I have been in Parliament, in the National Assembly. I've also been in the Senate. And currently, I'm the Chief Administrative Secretary in the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. And I have been a very great supporter of Enable, because I'm also a product of a special school. I went to Thika Primary School for the Blind at the young age of 4.5 years in a kindergarten boarding facility. That was torture. And then primary school, secondary school, and then later on to other places. And I got into Enable when I saw Enable at my former primary school, trying to make a difference in those little children. And I was very happy because I saw myself in them. I saw it on TV, Irene. And I remember when we were there, many years ago, they used to teach us on how to use the typewriter. I'm sure many people here don't know what a typewriter is. Yeah? And there were keys that were called homoral keys. It sounds like many ages ago, but they used to teach us how to type letters so that, because if you are totally blind, then you could write letters to people who can see and read. And if you are low vision like myself, because of issues of eye-hand coordination, and if the handwriting would come in between in terms of you being able to read properly, then somebody would be able to read what you write. But that was just 8. When we went to secondary school, we would be able to learn about computers, but it was really not much. And I remember when I went to the university at Kenyatta University, and I can see KU was represented here, there was a common unit on computers. But the truth of the matter, it was more like, ticking the box. And we had fears, or let me talk about myself. How would you get employed if you didn't know how to get to use a computer? Because those computers were not accessible to those of us who were low vision. But there was a special one for those who are totally blind. But I don't think the technology was that much advanced. So Enable, I really want to say thank you very much, because you are giving students who are visually impaired, you are giving children with disabilities, learners with disabilities, an opportunity to actually be themselves and to attain their full potential. And I was looking at DJ Weaver, and I was very, very, very surprised. I was surprised because there was a disconnect between the music that I was hearing and the DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, if you hadn't come across DJ Weaver and listened to her music, you wouldn't tell that she's actually a lady with disability. And it also reminds me, sometimes back when we were in Dar es Salaam, and somebody was taking photos. This person had albinism, and he was squinting, and he was trying to come very close to the people he was taking photos. It looked a little bit awkward, because there is a way in which we expect that photographers would look like. And somehow, I was keen to see the quality of those photos, how they would be. Indeed, they were very excellent. What am I trying to say? There is always what people think of us as persons with disabilities and what they expect of us. And more often than not, they don't usually have a very clear or big expectations of ourselves. They always think that we are not good enough. And they do not think that we can make an equal contribution to society. That is a contradiction that we find ourselves with every day of our lives. A society that does not have confidence in us, and that every time you've got to prove yourself that there is something that you can do that can be said to be beneficial to society. And because most of the time we are left behind, and now we are going into the fourth industrial revolution, I believe that with this conference, Inclusion Africa, that has brought so many people from across Africa and the world, that we will not be left behind. And I am very glad, because when I see a nice, startup companies like HopTech, that is trying to make a difference, or another one that I participated in vetting that helps deaf people to connect with their interpreters. I know that more and more people are participating in finding common solutions to our common problems. Sometimes back, I think early this year, we had a conversation with Irene about technology. And the question that we were asking ourselves, from my experience of using these gadgets, is that how is it that technology in itself can create more impairments and or disabilities? In the sense that, for example, the longer you are spending time on your phone, how can it lead, for example, to macular degeneration? So those are also the things that we need to be very keen about, so that we also bridge the digital divide. And I am very sure Kenya is a leader, and we had a very good conversation with Charlotte McCain-Glapo of the World Bank, because Charlotte and I met way back, I think in 2004, in Lillestrøm, Norway. And she reminds me that when we met, when we were negotiating for the CRPD, I told her that I one day want to be president of the Republic of Kenya. I know it looks inconceivable, and we straddle the contradiction of what is and what ought to be. We present narratives that are contradiction to what society has held for so many years. But ladies and gentlemen, it is true that inclusion is not a walk in the park. However, we who are called at this point in time must rise to the occasion so that we create new pathways for others who may come after us, so that they have a better society than the way we have found it. I'm very, very impressed. I've gone through the program that Enable has prepared for this conference, and I can see that for sure you have had a very robust debate from one topic or another, various panels, and I know that as we conclude this conference, people are going back to their own societies, richer, better, more resilient and determined to make a difference in their own society. And I want to congratulate those in this room who may not have disabilities, who have come to join our clarion call. And I want to submit that when you want to be included, you must also be ready to allow others to come and be part of you. It is a power relation issue. It is a negotiated speech, but it is important because together we are able to make things work better more. As I conclude, I want to finish by, just sharing some of my reflections about disability and fighting for our space. When you have a disability or you are from a disadvantaged background, the society already expects that you aren't good enough. Don't fall into the trap of proving that this is correct. Make proof to the contrary, as each achievement that you make will eventually be beneficial to not only you, but the very society that didn't believe in you at first. It is a call to continue fighting and struggling, finding ways to do things differently where there may not be evidence to the contrary. That calls for you to stay in the kitchen. If the kitchen is too hot, don't quit. When you come from a disadvantaged background, there is a tendency for people wanting to make you feel undeserving and therefore inadequate. They try to delegitimate your position, and if you complain, you are told that you are using your disability or minority card, that you are too strong. This is the reality of so many pioneers and trailblazers. Never ever succumb to that pressure. Your mistakes shall be amplified as if you are supposed to be perfect in order to fit the bill. Don't try too much. Just be yourself. That in itself is good enough. A leader, just like any other who is gifted, has sometimes something of value to add, but also some flaws, since no human is perfect. Always find your strength and voice across the table. Beware of your own baggages, too, as a result of many years of marginalization and unequal opportunity. These to get on your way, as in self-sabotaging tendencies. Know when not to flip to the other side, as detractors may use this to delegitimate you in order to define and to fit you in a certain narrative and prejudice. In the end, you'll win. Keep fighting. Keep claiming your space, but more so, keep serving with utmost dedication and distinction. Keep innovating. Keep the clarion call for inclusion. I thank you.
I'd request Laura to join me on stage to give the award to the winner. And Chris is joining. The winner is, I think Laura and Chris have to say this together.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Kochi.
Yes. Congratulations.
Let's have a representative from Kochi. Anyone who can pick it on their behalf, because I believe they really wanted to be here with us today, but for one reason or the other, they were not able to join us. So kindly, if we can have a representative pick the award. The winner is Kochi, and they just don't get to walk away with this plaque. There's some prize money as well, and Esther tells me they've cooked and it's ready. So if we can get a representative real quick, and I believe Leah can pick this award on their behalf. So Leah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Leah, for coming in. Let's have that photo up. Kochi is the winner, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a round of applause. And they get to walk away with not 1,000, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. Could be 5, but multiply that by 2. $10,000. Round of applause for Kochi. It gives me so much joy and pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, and just to thank you for staying and sticking with us till this very moment. It's a special moment, and I just want us to be upstanding and give a rousing round of applause to the one and only Irene Barikirika, our Executive Director at Enable. Let's all stand and give her this moment. Irene, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know where to begin, but just to say thank you, and I'm hoping each one of you has had an amazing experience. Inclusive Africa is not about one person. It's about all Africans, including the entire international community. Because we have a lot to learn from each other, we have a lot to share, and it's all about improving our lived experiences, especially for persons with disabilities. So I will say it's been 15, 16 years maybe for me. Extremely difficult journey. I never want anyone to think it's been a walk in the park. It hasn't. Maybe the turnaround has been in the last 3-4 years, and it's a tough one, I will say. Disability is not easy. Disability tech, you complicate everything the minute you mix the two. But through the grace of God, through friends who are sitting here, the Galas, they know themselves, through my own family, through other friends from across the world, we've been able to get to where we are. So I want to share some stories. So the last Inclusive Africa conference, when I went back home, because I always take 3 to 4 weeks to come over, work with the team, I went home, and when I got there, schools had closed, and I was going through my daughter's school projects. She was 9 then. And this is what I found. She had done a project in her class where I asked her, so why did you think about people with disabilities? And she said, because they were given a project to write about something they care about, and it was a school project. And people were writing race, taking care of women or girls, and many other things. But no one was talking about people with disabilities. So she decided it's important to care for people with disabilities. So that's what she wrote, she created for her class. And for those who can't see, it's a poster of written care for people that have disabilities, but instead of spelling disabilities with T-I-E-S, it's spelled with an S. So yeah, so this was really touching for me, because that told me that the future generation is watching what we are doing. Simply because tomorrow we'll not be standing here, but we hope whatever we build today can move into the future generation. I have to give you another story about her. Before I left to come over, we were making dinner in the kitchen with my husband, and then she comes running. It's a school night. We all know about assignments and everything. And I'm thinking, what are you doing here? And she goes like, Mommy, when are you guys gonna retire? Then I'm thinking, who does that? Then, of course, I turned around and said, when do you think we'll retire? Then she turns around and says, Mommy, you love your job. You'll retire at 80. So guys, I'm here to stay. No, but on a lighter note, then when I was traveling, she told me she would love to learn sign language. So what I'm saying is, whatever we do, we are planting seeds. And we hope at some point someone else will take on what we are doing and take it to the next level. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want you to know I get all the praise, but the people who do all the work are my entire Enable team. They are amazing, 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 and I'm sure Mercy will make sure they know that. So thank you so much. Travel safe for those who are traveling, and we appreciate everything we are doing. We have another year coming, so we have a lot of work to do together. So please, let's stay connected. Thank you, and take care.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Mercy Ndegwa, who is one of the board members in Enable, to give a vote of thanks. And this is one person I guarantee who gave me a run for my money when it comes to this job. Mercy, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Of those who are left in the room, I will not apologize for standing between you and your bed. I hear people saying those kinds of things, and the reason why I won't do that is because I take great pride this evening to stand between you and sleeping time to, just recognize all of those folks who've been involved in putting together this annual event, because it is no mean task, or it's not a simple task to do this, and it's been in the works for months. I know from the last time when we had the third event, the third annual conference, we were already running the wheels to do this next one. And to see it come to such fruition is really humbling, and I'm really excited to see what this has become and the many elements that are new that came together this time round. So I will just go through the order. If you could just indulge me, I see some people have left, but for those who've held the fort on their behalf, I'm honored to make this, vote to present this, to propose this vote of thanks on behalf of the Enable Board, the Enable team who've worked extremely hard behind the scenes from the start. I would love to recognize each and every one by naming each one of them, but I know we don't have the time to do that. So on behalf of all of them, for those who are already in the room, who are still in the room, would you please stand up? Esther, George, the entire team, looking amazing this evening. Please, a round of applause for all of this wonderful team. Thank you very much. They have worked really hard to find sponsors, partners, innovators. I mean, talking to the hotel, all of the things that you're seeing that have come to fruition were not by chance. They were intentionally designed, picked out, just done for you to have this wonderful experience that you've had. Thank you for all of us, from all of us for what you've done. We really thank you. It's also really, it's again, like I said, this is really humbling. I want to recognize all of the sponsors, again, who gave of their time, their contribution in kind, finances and all. You see most of them put up on this wonderful, printout at the back here. Microsoft, Google, MasterCard Foundation, and others who have given of everything, including resources, your skills, your knowledge sharing, and all the things you've done in the different sessions. Thank you so much. Would we please give a round of applause to all of our sponsors? I think, again, it is not left to chance to have seen what the impact of this event has been, starting with Irene's daughter, who now is talking accessibility and inclusivity in her school projects, including our MC who was talked about the impact Irene and others have had on him, and many more in the room, and those who are now not in the room, who have have been motivated or inspired in one or the other. And I think I would like to recognize all of those people who have given their time. Specifically at this moment, I want to recognize those who showcase their innovation, because I think it takes a really brave person to have an idea and to follow through with it, because we saw such amazing talent coming through at the Innovation Village. At this point, I want to recognize all of those people who are innovating to provide solutions to problems, challenges that persons with disabilities are having. Would you please just give them a round of applause, please? And then, of course, we have had the pleasure of having the cooperation and collaboration of government partners. We have seen the president himself sending an advisor from the presidency, somebody who had actually just arrived from a trip in Egypt, she said, and was able to come here because of connections within the Enable Board and others wanting to be right, behind this effort, including others who have spoken on panels. There's been so many who've given of their time. Would you kindly give a round of applause to all of those folks? And then last but not least, we have country partners. We've had a lot of folks watching and dialing into this event from across different parts of the continent, including Uganda, Tanzania. If you're watching, we're giving you a shout out. Please, a round of applause for Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Zambia, Malawi, Ethiopia, Togo, Cameroon, Burundi, Central African Republic, Somalia, South Africa, Gambia, Nigeria, and Ghana. You are all amazing. You're all amazing, and we hope you've had a wonderful time in spite of not being present with us in the room. We hope that you've enjoyed yourselves and you've picked up lots of, tidbits here and there Please continue to dial in and plug into the enable.org website. You will get a lot of all of this content there. We're really grateful. I really hope I have not left anyone out, but if I have, I apologize. There's been a lot. This has been literally the effort of an entire village, and we're truly grateful. But I will not end this without recognizing the one and only Executive Director of Enable, without whom, like she said, together with her grandparents, I think we all have the story. If it were not for her grandparents and all of those who went before her to care for persons with disabilities, and you can see this is a legacy thing because now her daughter has picked it up, we really, really are truly humbled and honored to be behind you supporting this vision that you have for persons with disability. It truly is something that touches me very deeply, and I'm truly proud to be part of your board. And I'm happy to see the community continue to grow of folks who want to support and work around this space. And it gives me so much pleasure and joy to recognize you again. Irene, congratulations for our yet another wonderful event this year. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your vision. We continue to support you. We look forward to what 5th anniversary and 5th annual will look like. But looking forward to having all of you join again. And to all of you who took your time to also be present until this last minute, please stand up so we can applaud ourselves and give a high five to someone even as you walk out of the room. You don't have to rush out. And say congrats and thank you for showing up and being here. Thank you. And so you can pick some Swahili words for those who are not from Kenya. Say asante sana. It just means thank you so much and see you again, which is tuonane tena mwaka ujao. Thank you everyone. Have a good night and thank you so much for everything. Well done. And have a wonderful night. Thank you.